Is it still green? Is this the sun glares here? All right. I can see the screen, but barely. I just wanted to come back really quick to share the pain of letting go, okay? Because oftentimes folks hear folks like myself, other people that are on a similar path as myself, and it's, on the surface it seems like shit was cinchy or easy, or like there wasn't a struggle, or they didn't have to go without, or like it has this appearance, but it's not true. Okay, we make sacrifices in alignment with our ancestors and our higher selves, even when we're uncomfortable, or when we don't have the entire blueprint of what's happening, or we don't get the immediate effects in which we want, but it ends up having some type of a long-term benefit, and we see this. Okay, so for an example, the pain of letting go, I could say that when I uprooted my life, when I asked my guidance team to assist me with manifesting myself out of the, swarmy waters, hey, snakes and sharks, in other words, Vegas. When I asked my team to assist me, to help me to manifest my way out of that, okay, it was a process through it, okay. They were guiding me step for step to take steps, but it wasn't going to be without a sacrifice. It was like, in order to gain, you're going to lose something, but it's not the kind of loss that you think. So when we have these attachments in this 3D, it makes it very difficult to do at first. Let me give you an example. When I walked away from my life that I had created in Vegas, okay, because as tumultuous as it had become, because I had people trying to kill me and my son constantly, okay, I had haters swarming me no matter which way I went, had people attempting to sabotage my every movement no matter where I went, okay? They were trying to sabotage my success, my jobs, my home, my everything. But in spite of it, I still had levels of accomplishment there, okay? I did. I pushed through a lot of shit and still had levels of accomplishment. And so I had built up a, okay life. It was still a struggle. There were still things happening, but I had accomplished and attained a lot. And I just didn't talk about it, okay? It's not something that I talked about a lot. It's not something I usually came onto social media sharing, quite honestly. So, I had gotten a vehicle out there, a fairly, like almost relatively brand spanking new, okay? I had an opportunity to get one even newer than that, but I chose the one I ended up choosing, okay? And I loved it. It was great, okay? The last place that I lived, okay, it was, oddly enough, it was still a weekly, but it was like the upgrade, bitch. I don't know what kind of weeklies those were, because they were built like homes or like apartments. Very nice, very, it was like luxury living from the inside out. Like, it was nice. It was nice, yo. I ain't gonna lie. And it was a bigger one. It wasn't like just a little box. I had already changed that. I had gotten 2 bedrooms, and it was like big. It had all sorts of extra shit. Okay. And because I had manifested my way there. You see what I'm saying? I had manifested my way there. Now, so can you imagine the pain of letting go when I had gotten out of like holes in the walls and had manifested me and my son into better, higher quality living, even out there. So I was like, shit, bitch. Bloom Within Love started to bloom, continued to bloom as I was going through all of these different changes. Okay. Personally, it was blooming. It was blooming social media wise and in person. Okay. So still the struggles, still the challenges, because I had people doing black magic over me constantly and over my son. And, you know what I'm saying? They've been doing this shit for years. Now, When my guides kicked in, I had already started seeking to get out of Vegas. Okay, that was always the long-term goal anyway. I had been attempting to manifest my way the fuck up out of there. The moment I realized that shit wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, bitch. Starting from my kinfolk to the fucking environment. So when I realized that, I was like, nah, this ain't from, nah. Help me, light team, to get me and my son the fuck out of here. When the opportunity started presenting itself, I actually stretched it out, by the way. I want to be honest and share like the process of the pain of letting go, because I stretched it out. I had already had opportunity many months prior. Hear it. I had opportunity 6 months prior. Y'all hear that? 6 full months before I actually left. I had already had the opportunity to leave. Okay? I think it was 6 months. It was anywhere. Yeah. Let me see. September, October, November. Yeah. It was 6 months, y'all. I had an opportunity to get the fuck out of there. But I stretched it out. I stretched it the fuck out. I kept making excuses. I was like, well, I kept talking to my team about it. I was like, okay. I need this to be an easier transition. I need to make sure that I'm going to have this and that, and I'm going to be able to have enough money for this and that, for Darrell. And so when we move, bitch, so that way I can make sure I just kept coming up with all these things, right? I was like, yeah, I can't just leave. I kept talking to my team almost every day. I was like, I can't just go. Mind you, I was been asking to manifest my way out, but I was like, well, I can't just leave. How am I going to, I need some kind of security. I need some kind of plan here. I need some kind of a savings. I need some kind of a cushion here. So that's what I was calling myself attempting to do. Meanwhile, while I was staying there, I had to continue to, fund our living. And so they were trying to show me that it's not going to work like that. If you're waiting for some big pow pang boom, where it's like, ooh, I got all this trillion dollars or thousands of dollars. This is not going to happen. You're going to have to trust your journey. You're going to have to trust. We're going to open up these doors, but you're going to have to walk, and you're going to have to trust that you and your son are going to be okay, even when you don't see it right away. So eventually they put the pressure. So I released the car. I released the vehicle that I had there. Okay. I released it. That wasn't easy. I'm telling you, it wasn't easy, because we all get fond of what we accomplish and attain, right? I was like, okay, damn. I said, okay, well, in retrospect, I eventually found out that was one of the things that were being used to track me. That was one of the things that are being used to attempt to sabotage me. People were trying to slash my tires. People were doing weird shit. See, we don't always see why we're being asked to let go of certain things. We just look at it like, that's my transportation. Oh, it's going to be so hard to get another one. No, it's not. But we don't know this at the time. So I was like, well, damn, I'm supposed to move, bitch? And then I was like, okay, well, there must going to be another kind of way that we going to do this, bitch. Right? So I had to start releasing. A couple months prior to us moving, I was then guided to do some more letting go. Because I was like, how are we going to do this, bitch? Me and my son, we went through a lot of shit. First and foremost, I was guided to purge everything that certain people touched. I was guided to let go of anything I had gotten from certain people. Anything my son had gotten from certain people. Because they were dark witches and warlocks. Okay? So I was guided, let that go. And some of the stuff I was fond of. Now, my son, different than me, he easily released it, because possibly he sensed the off energy anyway. But me, there was a little bit of a like, dang, no, for real. So I'm sharing this part because nobody ever sees this part or knows that the shit we be saying to people is the shit that we actually must have had to practice. So I let go of almost a complete wardrobe. I let go of all the things I had accumulated and purchased to make the place that I was living at the time, which was an upgrade from where I was prior. Major, major upgrade. But there was like, look, you got to travel light, dear. We need you to travel light. We're going to take care of this. We need you to travel light. Because if you travel light, you're not going to be overly exerting and stressing yourself about how are you going to do this? How are you going to get all of this here? You're going to get a truck and do this and travel a trillion miles. Like we're reducing this. We're simplifying this for you. You need to travel light. But that means you're going to have to let go to gain. To gain what? Your peace. My peace. To gain what? Peace. Separation from them sharks. Peace. Safety, security, a new beginning, a fresh environment. Right? But there is a loss first. There was an initial loss. And it was a loss of many things collective. I'm kind of downplaying it. But I had to take the loss of the fact that my mother, them kin folks, sharks. That was the biggest one. I had to accept that. Y'all think that's easy? You think it's easy just to have to accept that the motherfuckers you share blood with was the motherfuckers sabotaging you? The motherfuckers you share blood with is the motherfuckers that are secretly competing with you. The motherfuckers you share blood with is the motherfuckers that was trying to fucking kill you. The motherfuckers you share blood with is the motherfuckers that was stealing from you. Do you think that's easy? You think that was cinchy for me to have to accept that? To have to accept that they are karmics? Motherfuckers I grew up with. Motherfuckers I came out of their fucking loins. You think that was easy? It wasn't easy. But I knew me and my son deserved better than that. So I had to take the loss. The betrayals, the hold'em, the projection, the attempts to make me look crazy, all of that shit. It wasn't easy. But I was guided. There will be a surprise for you in your favor. But you're going to have to trust that you're going to have to let go, take a loss first. Let go of what's familiar. Let go of any ideology that your kinfolk is anything other than what the fuck we done told you and showed you. You're going to have to take off them rose-colored glasses of people that you want to think are decent that aren't. You're going to have to make a judgment call and release them. Every last one of them. And get the fuck on. You're going to have to release attachment to your comforts. You set up something. We had gotten comfortable in the place that I was in prior to leaving. It was nice. I was digging it. Outside of the foolery around me. Outside of the the karmic sharks and snakes around me. Okay, outside of the foolery. Separate from that, I was digging it, bitch. I was like, oh, cool. But I knew It wasn't for me or my son, and I knew it was time to go. And I knew that there was plots against my life and my son's life. I knew it. I knew that there was foul play. I knew there was foul play behind all these fake ass smiles with motherfuckers and shit. I started picking up on all of that. People I've worked with, people that I went to certain, you know what I'm saying, locations to get things and seek help. I started picking up the foolery, the fake smiles and support, and the, you know, motherfuckers that'll call you every blue moon because they're doing intel. They never gave a fuck. They disappeared. Remember, now they're trying to show up, bitch, whoop, on some dumb nigga bitch shit. They gonna pay for that. I picked it up. And it became where my guides were like, all right, you asked us and we're here. You've been manifesting this. You've been seeking this. You've been taking the steps. You got to get the fuck out of here. But you got to take your hit. Take the loss. And we'll prove to you over time that it was very well worth it. We will prove to you that what you think you're losing, you gain in abundance without the fuckery attached to it. And I did. And I still am. See, they're still not done. But they have showed me along the way. But that initial thing, it was like I felt like everything was being ripped out of me. I felt like, you know, everything I had invested in and worked so hard for. I left a lot of my tarot things. I didn't take everything, you guys. Y'all may think I did, but I didn't. They had me to reduce to the bare minimum to travel light. They were like, we'll guide you to what you need to sift through. Take the essentials and everything else. We will show you how this is going to be recreated in your life. But you got to, in this moment, take the hit. So I started from scratch, y'all. And when I say from scratch, that's an understatement. Shit. I'm just being real. When I say I started my life from scratch when I relocated from hell on earth, Sodom and Gomorrah, Las Vegas, Nevada. When I left, I started from scratch. So in other words, when I first got here, I didn't know. I had gotten the property, but I didn't know. I didn't know what it was gonna. I was like, shit, I ain't got shit, bitch. I was like, how this shit? I was like, how this is gonna roll, bitch? So when I got here, to my surprise, the owner of the property, they had they didn't tell me this. So I was like, I don't know why they didn't tell me this, or they didn't show it or communicate it or anything with the pictures or anything. So I had no knowledge of this. So I get here and there was a living room set in the living room already. So I was like, well, I'll be goddamn, bitch. I was like, because I didn't expect that. That was number one. Then after that, because I was like, okay, I was looking around trying to fill it out. I was like, okay, how are we going to do this? And how am I going to woo-de-woo? And how, you know, I was talking to my team the entire time, y'all. So that same owner said that they had storage where they keep stuffs from people that, because they have a lot of properties where they keep stuffs that people moved out and the people didn't ever come back and all that stuff. So it's just shit they ended up accumulating. And so they said, well, you know, we have some stuff in some storage and you know, so I'll see, or you can come, I'll bring you by and you can look through or whatever. So within days, it went from the living room set to dinette set, washer and dryer, because I didn't have one. It was just all empty, to washer and dryer. I met someone else. Okay, so the owner, I got some stuff from them, but then I met someone else, bitch. You see where I'm going? Okay, someone else, bitch, that came in with the wash and dryer, bitch, the bed for the rail room, the desk, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it was like within weeks of relocating, this happened. But I didn't know that. Y'all see, I'm giving you the backstory, but I didn't know. When I was told to just get on, we done made a way for you. Get the fuck on. You didn't stretch this shit out for as long as you can. Get the fuck on. Get out of here. I didn't know I was going to have anything. No dishes, nothing. So I met someone else that came to help provide with, like I said, I got the washer and dryer, Darrell's room shit, and then all of the dishes. Like literally. Y'all hear it? Y'all think I'm exaggerating it, but I'm not. Because I didn't have shit. Zero. I started from scratch. So my team provided accordingly, and some nice shit too. It wasn't just like, just all raggedy shit or something like that. I was just like, okay. Because I didn't have like the pots and pans and the plates, the cups, the bowls, the blenders, the coffee makers, the dish, the fucking toasters and, the cooking ware. I didn't have none of that shit. Nothing. Because I was asked to travel light. I left that shit in Vegas. That was the pain of letting go. Now, take this with wisdom. I'm not suggesting that we should be willy-nilly, okay, with this type of thing. I'm not suggesting that, you guys. So you do want your wisdom. You got to know what your own guidance is. But I will say the pain of letting go, it serves when it's divine guidance. It serves when you are being guided, okay? Let me put that as disclaimers. It serves to accept that pain of letting go so that you can grow, so that you can heal, and so that you can rebuild and recreate your life. And your team will prove things to you along the way. I resisted like every other natural human, even someone on an ascension path, because we are creatures of comfort and we get used to these things. And nobody wants to just uproot and just let go of shit that they've worked hard for. But when you're being divinely guided, this is where it serves. I'm not saying that it's easy, but I can certainly speak with conviction and truth of what's been proven and what continues to be proven to me every day. My wardrobe has already been replaced. Do y'all hear that? And y'all, I promise you, it still blows my mind to this fucking day. It's been replaced. I haven't even been here a year yet. My son's shit, all his shit been replaced. We took the bare essentials like his memorabilia and certain things, we took all those things, but the other shit, we let it go. And it's all been replaced. He decided, he went from wearing all black, he decided he wanted to go start wearing all brown, but guess what? Now he's got several outfits of all brown, bitch. Don't ask me how this shit ends up, but it happened though. He wanted all brown shit. He wanted brown shoes, bitch. Brown socks, bitch. He on this whole brown kick. So now, guess what? Yep. I'm not saying this for bragging. I'm saying because I had no clue. I'm actually sharing it from a humble space. Like, y'all think this shit was easy. You think it was cinchy. You think it was just pow, woof, wow, voila. I had to trust my fucking path. I had to do it with tears rolling down my face. I had to do it with anger and frustration and with all manner of rage and Sekhmet energy ready to slice heads for having the audacity to fuck with me and my son's life. My team had to get me the fuck out of there for many reasons. Because they knew it would be an hour where I would know all truths would be revealed to me. They knew it'll be an hour where all proofs will be provided to me. And that when that happened, I would be subject like any other human to want to slice and dice for people attempting to fuck with me and my kid. People stealing from me and my kid. They knew that if I was close enough, by the time they prepared and granted me the proofs I needed, that I'd be liable to do some shit as well. Because it's not like I couldn't. See, y'all people be thinking this shit is easy. Or like it's just, It's not that I couldn't. It's not that I can't, even as I speak. Do you guys understand that? My time in Sodom and Gomorrah, I actually met certain individuals outside of the ones that are fucked up, okay? I met individuals outside of my kinfolk, outside of the places I've worked, outside of Divine Masculine, outside of these Reiki centers and various places. I actually did meet people, okay? I'm proving a point, that if I would have given them the green light because they were in a certain arena, because they were asleep, okay, but they were just fond of me, that if I would have told them, if I would have told them and given them the green light, it would be already night for several people at this point. And that's the kind of power they have, and that's the way they roll. But guess what? I'm proving a point, because this shit is not easy. They themselves, because I spoke to one of these individuals several months before moving to the last place I was at in Las Vegas. I spoke to them because they had came to me and apologized about something because we had connected, and they, I give them a credit. At least they did that shit, bitch. You know what I'm saying? They came to me, they reached out, was like, yeah, we'll. And I was like, okay. I was like, it's all right. It's a lesson. I was like, I appreciate, thank you, woo. And I told them, I was like, you know what? Truth be told, I bled my heart to them too. I was like, you know what? I was going through my own version of shit, woo. And I could have, maybe done better, or I could have, communicated a little bit more clearly. I said, so, it's good. Thank you for at least having the fucking balls and character to reach out to me and be honest and, kind of put this shit out there. I told them that. And I was like, thank you, sincerely from my heart. And I told them about, they were like, are you okay? Basically asking about what was going on and what had been happening. So I told them some things. And I was upset. And they were like, well, I remember this. They were like, well, I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything for you. You want me to handle that? Yep. And they were amazed. I remember their response to me. I talked to them. I said, you know what? No. I talked to them like the next day or 3 days later or some shit like that. I was like, nah. I said, because then I have to deal with bad karma. I was like, and so will you. I was like, nah, it ain't even worth it. I was like, it's not even worth that. And one of the last things I said, the truth of the matter is, I operate in love. I'm like, but karma will play out. I said some shit like that to them. I was like, karma will play out, but I'm not going to get in the way. I'm not going to add to it. I'm not going to incur on myself by reacting out of my emotion. I'm not going to do it. They were shocked. They were like, wow. They even said, wow. They were like, well, you really do. Some shit like that. They're like, you really do operate in love, or you're some kind of special, or some kind of shit like that, they said. I said, well, you could say that. But here's my point. Y'all think that was easy? See, it sounds easy. It looks easy. It seems simple, but it wasn't. Because these are individuals that I knew were purposefully trying to do shit to me, and purposefully trying to do shit to my son. So it wasn't easy to just tell someone who had the resources, the means to end it, for lack of better words. But I don't share all of that information. Y'all see where I'm going? And I chose, this is why a lot that comes out in tarot will be something like high moral ground, because I chose it. It's not that it was easy. It's not that I didn't have opportunity to make motherfuckers wish, bitch. It's not that I didn't. It's not that I don't. It's a choice. I understand the universe. And I know that my team is going to support, like, whatever these injustices have been before this shit ends. Justice will have been served in the favor of my son and myself, period. But this is as long as I do what the guidance is. They told me to get the fuck on. They allowed me to stretch it out as long as I could. But then they pushed. They said, all right, come on. All right, you can't play with it. You got motherfuckers. You got these weird nigga bitches. But come on, get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. Come on, we gonna help you. But you gotta let go. You can't be so vested in my car. It's a car, bitch. Get over it. You get another one. And another one. And another one. Because we've proven this to you. You'll get another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. Life is more than about this car. It's about your life, bitch. Huh? You want to die in your vehicle, bitch? Because that's what the motherfuckers is trying to do, motherfucker. So I embrace the pain of letting go, and I am grateful for it as I speak. My team ensured that me and my son will be provided for as these hexes are being broken off, as my ancestors whoop ass in the ethers for people who tried to bind up hex, vex, switcheroo, swap, nigga, bitch shit. Because they're wrecking house. They already told me. They already showed me. Every ounce of injustices, people trying to stall, delay, tie up, like, they gonna pay for that, but we're gonna be blessed for that. So I encourage you, collective. I'm sorry about the noise. I have oh, that's across the street. The neighbors are cutting their grass. So I'm sorry. Sorry. But I encourage you, if you are being divinely guided, and hear that with a disclaimer, you and only you know this. And this is how it should be, because you don't want it to be someone else the fuck telling you what the fuck to do and not do. Other than your higher selves, your guidance team that are there to support your journey. Be as wise and balanced as you could. I was attempting to do the same thing, okay? This is why they allowed me to stretch it out to a degree, because I called myself being wise. I called myself trying to be practical and logical, pragmatic, like most Capricorns are. So I tried that. I was like, I can't be willy-nilly, bitch. I was like, whoo, bitch. I went back and forth, okay? But there will come an hour where they're like, it's up to you, dear, because you still have a free will. I encourage you to be willing to accept the pain of letting go for the gain of your growth, the gain of your ascension, your healing and progression, knowing at heart that everything that you think you're losing and letting go of is something that's going to be easily replaced. It's a challenge to question our priorities and values. What we think we can't live without is often just an illusion. Did I die because I walked away from what I had created in Las Vegas, Nevada? Absolutely not. The opposite. Did I die because I walked away from a vehicle, from the comfortable, familiar, from toxic motherfuckers? Actually, the opposite. Did I die from walking away from certain creature comforts that I had become accustomed to, being a system and a creature of habit, liking the familiar? But did I die? Was I not able to live on? Was I not able to recover and regain? Nope. Fear is an illusion in this capacity. Embrace the pain of letting go so that you can grow.